And welcome to another episode of 50 Shades in Grey, where today I have the three lovely ladies that we last saw back in February, if you remember. We followed their journey on dating sites and dating over a period of about 4 weeks, and they shared all of their stories with us. So we thought we'd have a catch up and see where they all are now. Ladies, good evening. How are we all doing?
Hello?
Good.
All good, thanks, Elle.
You all look very, very bright and very breezy, and there's lots of smiles, which is good. So,
well, the sun is shining, so we're feeling bright.
The sun is shining and it's lovely. Who wants to kick us off with what's been going on in their life? Joe, do you want to start?
Well, I turned 50, which has just been absolutely brilliant. Just partied hard for about a month. I think I'm still partying. I've been going out a lot and I've met somebody.
Well, that's great news, because when we left you, Joe, the last time, you was a little bit disillusioned with the dating apps, I think, wasn't you? You spoke to a couple of people and you wasn't not in the best place, but now that's all changed.
So I think I was just on a bit of a high from turning obviously 50, and it just gave me like a bit of a confidence, because Fee said, oh, when you're going out, what you need to do is just like pick somebody, and if you like the look of them, go and have a chat to them. And I was like, Fee, gosh, she's a bit forward.
Yeah,
So I'd gone out with my friend, a male friend. I was his wing woman and he was my wing man, and we'd gone out, and there was a guy that I saw come into the pub, and I thought, oh, hey up, I've seen him in here before, or at the gym, and he was with somebody I knew, another little tequila rose, and I went over and I started chatting to like his mate, say, oh, you all right? How's the kids? Blah, blah, blah. Eyeing his mate up. And then my friend Darren came over and we got chatting in a group, and he actually got chatting to James, and we walked to another pub, and my friend, my wingman, walked with James, and when we got to the other pub, he went, you two would be really good together. And we just looked at each other and went, would we? And then, yeah, we got chatting, and that was that.
oh, that's lovely.
That's great news. See, you're in a happy place at the moment and seeing where things go.
Yeah, it feels really easy. I had a bit of a wobble last week, just because, I don't know how girls feel, but I did have a bit of an overthinking, because it's so easy and he's just dead easy to get on with. I mean, I'm in his house and it's like, he's gone to pub. You kind of question it. You're like, oh, is it love bombing? Oh, is it this? Oh, is it that? Well, actually, it can just be easy. So yeah. I had a bit of a meltdown and I sent him a message, went, oh, I can't do this. It's all, I can't do it. And he rang me and he went, should we go for a walk? I went, yeah. I went, I don't even know why I wanted to just like go. It just felt a bit overwhelming, I think. But yeah, we chatted it out, and I think the best thing is just to talk things through, isn't it? So yeah, it's easy. It's just really easy. I don't worry about anything.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of expressions now, love bombing and all these other words
I just forgot.
That are thrown at people because someone's experienced something, they've given it a name. I think sometimes you just got to make your own judgments, and then, if it works out, it's great. And sometimes things just don't work out, but I don't think it's anyone's fault when they don't work out. It's just the way they are. When I look back at some of my relationships, I used to get really overexcited in the first 3 or 4 weeks because you think, well, I met someone.
They say 2 years, don't they? It takes 2 years to get to know someone
fully.
I don't know if you ever get to know someone fully anyway.
Yeah, I'd say probably a year.
You're always changing as a person as well, so
I think you need to see people in their different you need to see people when they're really happy, when they're really sad, when they're really struggling, when they're you need to see them in all their kind of personality types, if you like, to see the real person.
And also, like, changing people's life, doesn't it? It could be like, suddenly you've got to care for an elderly parent, or suddenly your kids at university have come back, so life changes as well, so they have to evolve with you.
But what's funny is, so everything that I said on the podcast, like when I made my list, he does tick all them boxes on the list. He's bald. He lives less than a mile away. He's got a beard, earn house, and and fun. We do, and he park runs. All the things that I've said verbally on here have turned up. So, and then I'm like, oh, it can't be true. So I'll have to just kind of like, oh, it's not right. It's not real.
That's what we do on this podcast, Joe. We make dreams come true, you see.
I need to start manifesting.
Sophie, so last time we left you.
So
manifest it.
So,
Test it, babe.
last time we see you, you had a foot in both camps. You were fed up with dating sites, but loving life and going out. I think you was in the middle of a date. You met him a couple of times. So what's happened since then? Where are you now?
No, I met him. We had a really fun time. We had a second day, and then after the second day, which I thought went well, but in hindsight, when I looked at the body language, it probably didn't go as well as I thought. And I got home and got there. I don't think it's for me. You're a lovely person, which I was really pissed off about because I thought it was going well, but I was probably overthinking it. Like you said, Els, we've said sometimes you just get carried away. And I appreciate the honesty. Now I was pissed off for a couple of days. I thought, oh, sod this. And then I thought, oh, I'm going to go back on the dating apps. Went back on it for a couple of days. Met someone, had a little chat with him, and that sort of fizzled. That wasn't going anywhere. He had young kids. It was all a bit. So then I thought, oh, I'm just going to give up. So I haven't been on them for, a month or so now. And yeah, I'm just like, I'm out a lot. I'm going to take my own advice and try and go out to people a bit more. And yeah. So yeah, no, life's good. It's busy. This time of year as well gets busy, doesn't it? Summer's coming. You're out a lot. So yeah.
I think that's the hard thing about the dating apps is that people don't get to know people naturally. So you feel like you're being rejected when you've not really got to know each other. If you met him out, you might have got to that stage when you were just chatting at a bar and neither one of you would have felt any different. It's just on the dating apps, the way they are, it can be quite a blow sometimes to your ego, I found.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't felt like that for ages. I think because I quite liked him. I was attracted to him and I liked his personality. And I go for personality more than looks. And because we had the banter and we were talking and it was easy, I overthought it. I thought it would go a bit further than it did. And I did feel quite rejected, which I don't normally get. But yeah, it was a little bit of a hard pill. Yeah, it was.
And it takes a while to recover from that. I used to find as well, because then you just want to step away from it all.
Yeah.
You've got to wait till you're in the right headspace again to go back into it.
Yeah, and it's tough. It's brutal, isn't it, those dating apps? But
they're horrible. Yeah. They are horrible.
They certainly are. So, Lisa, how about you, my dear? Last time we left you, I think you was in a good place. I think you had a couple of dates lined up.
I had some dates lined up. I went on those dates. I have to say, everyone I met was really nice. Even if they weren't for me, they were just nice, but not enough to want to see someone again. So after I went on the last date that I'd arranged, I was like, I'm not doing it. I'm just not doing it anymore. So yeah, I just deleted all the apps and thought, no, just, if things happen, they happen. If I meet someone, I meet someone. If I don't, I don't. I'm good. I'm good as I am. If it never happens, I'm fine, kind of thing. So yeah. I've got a busy social life. Are
you just waiting for something to happen organically then?
Yeah, that would definitely be. That's where my head's at now. I've got people in my life. I enjoy their company. I'm having a lovely time. I don't feel I need to go out looking for anything.
Yeah.
It's lovely.
And we had a fun time, didn't we, Lisa, when we went out? And
we
Guildford,
did.
We met there it is easy. I think when there's only a couple of you out, it's quite easy to approach guys or get approached. I think if there's a big crowd, it's harder. But it was like platonic, wasn't it? We had fun. We were chatting, and they were really a good laugh. We went to another pub with them. So yeah, I think organic is the way forward.
Yeah, definitely organic.
I mean, that's been, I said this at the end of the last podcast, actually, but that's been the great thing is that you three have actually made really good friendships from the podcast as well, haven't you? Because you're always talking constantly on the WhatsApp. You've met up 2 or 3 times. So that's brilliant. That's really good.
Yeah, it's been amazing.
I haven't. I'm too northern.
We're gonna do a meeting of everyone though, aren't we? We're gonna all get together.
We are.
That'd be really nice. Do you find that there's a different understanding between the three of you that you maybe have with your own circle of friends that are in relationships? Do you think you've got more understanding of each other's situations?
I think when we've had micro brain nightmares, we can just say it. And then nobody judges you. So, for example, you're like, oh, well, the way they text is different. And sometimes you'd bend in your own brain out with that. But actually, all of the girls will go, no, it could just be this. It could just be that. And just calms your brain down. If you said it to your mate, they'd just be like, what are you on about, weirdo? So it's nice that you get that support. Or we've had that support.
Do you not find that amazing, though, that at the ages that we are, we're still looking at messages and panicking that maybe there's not a kiss at the end of a message, or like, well, last time they put an emoji, this time they haven't put anything. What have I done? It's mad that at the ages that we are, that we're still looking at these messages and sort of trying to decipher what people are. But you just don't know. They could be in the car, they could be rushing around. Have you found that you're still doing that a lot of the time as well?
I don't now. I don't with James. I don't worry. So before, I've been in relationships where if they're out in a pub or wherever, I'd be thinking, oh, what time are they back? Who are they talking to? And genuinely, I know it's only like nearly a month, but he goes in the sun all the time and he could be... I just don't worry at all. So things...
I think if you feel...
I don't worry at all. I really don't worry. Yeah, I do. It does make... I think it makes me feel safe. It does make me feel safe. And that's really nice.
Yeah. And I think if someone's honest with you,
if we do it in a year,
somebody,
and I call him
but if you know that somebody's got good intentions and they're being honest, that's all you can ask from someone, isn't it? That's it. That's all you can expect from someone.
Yeah, and I don't want to have my brain burnt out. I don't want to worry about it, because that's not the nice side of being in a relationship, is it? It's the worst side of dating where, I mean, in February, God, I just thought my brain was going to just, I don't know, it was just horrible. It was horrible. Whereas now, I don't worry about, just don't worry.
I think that comes with age as well sometimes.
Yeah.
It's amazing how quickly things do change, though. And that for me is always the exciting part about being single anyway, that you don't know when it's going to change. And it can change very quickly, for really good reasons. Unfortunately, it can go the other way as well. When you think everything's going swimmingly well, it can suddenly change for the bad.
Yeah. Normally when I put something on Instagram, I put a picture of us on Instagram on a walk, and then that week I was like, oh, I've jinxed it. No. I shouldn't have done it. I shouldn't have mentioned anything. I shouldn't talk about him. I shouldn't exactly, if you tell your friends about somebody and then, like you said before, a week later they go, how is it? And you're like, oh, we're not seeing each other now.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing that we spoke about before coming on, didn't we? That I think we've friends that in your circles, they're so used to you seeing people that they get a bit fed up with asking. You get a bit fed up with telling them, because the reality is things can be very short-lived. But the reality of all of it is that we've actually got no control over it anyway. All you can control is, yourself. And a lot of the times I thought I really liked someone one week, and then the following week I could actually have completely had a U-turn, and I couldn't even explain it myself. So someone else has got bugger all chance of actually understanding what I was doing, because I didn't understand it myself.
No.
Yeah, I do that sometimes. I think I really like you. Then the next week I'm like, no, I don't. And I don't know why, but I'm not getting that feeling.
I've never done that. That's so weird.
I had it last week with James. I was like, it's so nice. But then apparently, I'm sure if you look into the psychology of it all, it's about hyper independence and what you do to protect yourself. If something's feeling nice, your brain automatically goes into your hyper independence mode and makes you kind of go into a protective mode. And, you read about it and you don't think you're going to do it, and then you do it.
Yeah.
But you can work through it.
When you're saying about liking someone, I'm like, I've never done it. In all of my history in relationships, I've liked them and then I'm in. I've never been like, I like you for a week and then I don't know. I don't know why that is. Just, it's weird.
Oh, that's really nice though.
But then I would maybe go on one day and be like, no, I'd go on one day and be like, no, I'm not feeling it. But if I've pursued something with someone, it would be, I've not gone off them after a week. I
think
it's not about going off us.
No, I think for me it was the excitement thing. I think because I used to get excited really quickly, and you think, oh, this is going great, this is going great. Men like me, or men like me.
Men like you.
Men like you.
But
yeah. Heartbreakers. Elliot's a heartbreaker.
I've had it both ways. So, and I think it's just people, but I don't think there's anything bad by it, but I think people just get overexcited because they think this is really good. And then when they sort of calm down and sort of be level-headed. So you're obviously quite level-headed from the outset. And whereas, I'd be really excited. I'm much better now. I'm much better. And I've gone back to how I was in my 20s, where I just don't think about anything at all and just go with things. And that
Sometimes
seems
best
to be
not to
working a lot
overthink it,
better
isn't it? Just
for me.
roll with it. Yeah, just roll with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how many of you would say previously, because definitely I did, would overthink things?
Massively.
Yeah. I mean,
I think it
Liz?
depends
And I
on
think it's when
who you're with.
Do you think it's because you've listened to your gut, or you've been in a, for me, I've been in like a good relationship and you don't listen to your gut and then it all goes wrong and you end up in a mess. So sometimes I'm like, I'm listening to my gut and it feels good. And then I'm like, oh, don't trust your gut. And then you just think, oh, then you get an ick. I don't know.
How much of that do you think is shaped from past experiences that you've had romantically?
A lot of it.
Yeah, I do.
A lot of it. And even when you've tried really hard to work on yourself to not bring those feelings back, or you're quite self-aware, it still happens. So poor blokes. I mean, poor James last week. He was just like...
Yeah. I think if you've had previous relationships,
if somebody makes you feel secure and you feel you don't need to overthink stuff, but if somebody's like giving you mixed signals, or you're like, I like you 1 minute, then I don't, then I do, then I don't, then you're like, what the fuck? It sends your brain into a frenzy. But if somebody's like consistent with you, then it doesn't. So it depends on who you're with as to how that they make you feel.
And then sometimes that consistency gets bored. I get bored. I like the whole
You like the chase? Do you like the chase?
I like all that and the excitement and going out and getting dressed up. I like it, and then it ends up in a car crash, and like, here we are again.
Lisa, I would agree with what you said, up to the point of where if you've ever experienced being in a relationship where you think you know what's going on, and then all of a sudden you don't. And I experienced that, and it was something that I never saw coming, but that was only from a personal point of view. Probably from their point of view, that was going on in their head for ages and ages and ages. But once you've experienced that, where you are level-headed and all of a sudden you go, Jesus, where's that come from? I think that then shapes how you approach everything after that.
Yeah.
So I don't know if Joe, for you've had that. Yeah, I think because you can think, because it taught me that you never actually really know what's going on in someone else's head, because for all the right reasons, we're not honest with each other a lot of the time, because you don't want to hurt other people. People saying, oh, look, I'd rather you be honest. People don't want to be that honest with each other because you don't want to hurt people's feelings. No one does.
Single for me felt like a really safe place. You know where you're at, you close your door, it feels safe. Whereas if you put yourself out dating, you become a bit vulnerable again. I think that's the thing. And everyone's like, oh, you've got to make yourself a bit more vulnerable, And it's really hard to do that. I think dating is like a really brave thing to do.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
it's a really brave thing to do,
Yeah.
I think consistently putting yourself out there to be shot down.
Yeah.
I know that sounds very dramatic, but I think you do need to be quite a brave person to do it. And the easiest thing, and a lot of the comments on, from the social media that we've had, is where people going, I've just given up now. Yeah. Because that's the safest thing to do, because you don't want to keep getting torn down all the time. But I mean,
I don't think I'll ever give up. I just think I get a few knockbacks or whatever. Not knockbacks, that's the wrong word. And I just think, Joe, what? Pick yourself up, big girl pants on, give yourself a month off, and then get back on it, or get back and do it again. Because I want the fun. I don't necessarily want to be in a relationship or have a boyfriend or get married again, but I would like someone to do the nice things with, like, holidays, weekends away, going out. That's what I would like. Sort of the companionship, which we've spoken about before.
Yeah.
So I'll just keep trying. God loves a trier.
We all do. That's the thing, isn't it? We all just keep trying and keep hoping.
Yeah. I think if you're sort of dating or not dating, you're constantly trying all the time anyway. Because if you're in a relationship, it's about getting to know the other person, them getting to know you. There's lots of bumps along the way, even for a relationship. And if you're single, there's lots of bumps along the way because you're meeting people, it's not working out. So I think we're all trying.
Yeah.
So that's all we can do.
That's all you can do. Got to be in it to win it.
So, listen, guys, we're coming to the end now. I just wanted to catch up with you all today. I know you're going to carry on talking after the podcast for about another 2 or 3 hours, and it will go.
Wine.
And it will go. Joe, Lisa, Fee, thank you so much for coming back and let us know how you're getting on. I'm glad to see you're all happy, one way or the other. And I look forward to catching up. We'll give it 2 or 3 more months, and then we'll see where you all are then. And hopefully you're all as happy as you are now. But hopefully we'll get to catch up soon in person, because I'd really like to do that.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, definitely.
Guys, thank you for watching 50 Shades of Grey. Make sure you subscribe and follow below and send me your messages, and we'll get around to answering them. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.